Good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are, fashion dolls, and welcome to an all new episode of Style by Stevie. I'm your host, Miss Stevie, and shout outs to our sponsor for today. Today's show is sponsored by Exclusive Beauty and Miss B. Keenert for Bedroom Candy, Passionate Desires. You guys know that this Sunday is Mother's Day, so here is the deal. Everyone that purchase an item from Bedroom Candy, from May 1st until the end of May this month, will go into a drawing for a free 3-night, 2-day stay at a participating hotel. And this is sponsored by Travel Destiny Worldwide. My special guest is a Philadelphia, Philly native, and he is here to talk about his newest hit single, which I was just playing, Lust and Greed. I'm going to send him the invite so that we can get this started, fashion dolls. You guys know that I'm a little bit overdressed, but you know the queen always has to come to slay for every occasion, darling. So, welcoming to the dollhouse. Let me go on ahead and get him in here. Voice of Viq. Voice of Vic. I'm super excited for this interview. We have an amazing lineup, you guys. This week is going to be super, super awesome. And I hope you guys are enjoying your Monday. We are now in a new month, May. So let's see what May has to offer and bring for sure. But we're waiting on him to get in here so that we can get this interview started. And ladies and gentlemen, my very, very, very special guest is here. So while I'm trying to get this hair fixed. And throughout the interview, what I will do is I will drop the link in the comments so that you guys will be able to go and shop Bedroom Candy, Passionate Desires with our girl, Miss B. Keenert. But without further ado, welcoming to the dollhouse, Voice of Viq.
Hello, Miss Stevie. How are you?
Welcome to the dollhouse.
Thank you for having me. It's awesome to meet you too. I'm such a huge fan of your channel. I love this platform. So I'm just so excited that you invited me to be a part. Thank you so much.
Yes, so let's get this interview started, ladies and gentlemen. Our guest is here.
Yes.
Oh my God, can you guys hear an echo? Is it like an echo?
Oh, do you hear echo? I don't hear echo.
Let me see. Let me take my buds out to see if that works. All right, can you guys still hear anything? Can you guys hear anything? Can you guys hear me? Is it like an echo? All right, let's keep it going. Let's keep it going then. So, tell us a little bit about yourself. You grew up in Philly?
Yes. We're amazing. I probably should that you can interview. There's just so much going right here. She's in a well. Yeah, I'm here. Singing in the church, Philadelphia. I've been sick. I can remember. And yeah, my name is the Q is for qualified, and I use that to remind myself that I'm qualified with a gift, because sometimes I doubt myself, but God kind of reminds me that He doesn't call the qualified; He qualifies the called, and so I use that to kind of remind myself. Just to believe in myself, and I want to encourage and inspire others as well. But yeah.
And you do shout outs to singers. One of my co-stars, Lamar Allen from The Assistant, is here. Is the lead star in the film. He plays the character Reese. Shout outs to him. Alex Jonte, also a soul singer, so I knew he would enjoy this interview as well too. So tell us a little bit. How did you get your start in music?
Well, like I said, I started in church, and I kind of just recently started to, build my artistry. I've always just been singing, and I went to school for music for 2 years, and I kind of learned theory, and I started learning how to play keys, and I kind of turned into what some people would call a jazz nerd, and like a theory nerd. So yeah, I've kind of just been messing around with it my whole life. I love singing and I love music, and I kind of, recently kind of just got the courage and just said, you know what, I think I'm going to start making music. So I dropped my first single last year, Keep It Moving, which I'm super, super proud of, featuring another talented artist named Massanova. He's a talented rapper here in Philly. Um, so yeah, and the inspiration behind that song it was really for myself and for other people, because like I said, I was kind of just, going through that self doubt, but I had to, just encourage myself to keep it moving, to, learn from my mistakes and, no matter what life throws my way, I have to, I have to keep it pushing. So I wanted to, encourage other people to do the same. So yeah, that was my first single, and I recently dropped my second single, which is called Lust and Greed, which is kind of like, a different type of feel for me. I know, right? um, yeah, and I just wanted it to be like a cool song that people could vibe to. Um, Definitely, taking a different spin, on my artistry. But yeah, I'm kind of still, I'm still writing the story.
And you are that. That's why I gave you that look because I was just playing that song in the beginning of the before you came in introducing you. And this is a sexy song. It's definitely because I've seen you do a lot of covers and other things with your voice and just your vocal range. But this song right here is a very sexy song. So, what was the inspiration behind "Lust and Greed"?
Well, I'll start with the title because I had to be different, because I'm that type of artist that likes to make songs that have a title that's not necessarily in the lyrics, just because I like to do that. Um, so the inspiration behind it was really just from a real life experience. There was a particular person that I had a little thing going on with, and it was like I'm just like this person just gave me an experience that I never experienced before, and I know that other people can relate. Um, and then he went and moved, and so you know how that go. But so yeah, I kind of just wanted to like express myself through the music, and the reason why I called it Lust and Greed was really just based on my own like self reflection, and I knew people would take it different ways, and I wasn't necessarily trying to send a message through the title, but I guess kind of just to make people think. I called it Lust and Greed because after I wrote this song and I really like reflected on like, where my spirit was, I started to like think, I feel like there's a lot of, greed kind of just, building up in my heart. And, that's probably coming from this lust because I was kind of caught up in, this little fling or whatever that I was having with this person. And, we all go through that. But I was just like, I don't know if, you know, this is I don't know if my mind is right now. I think I need to like kind of focus. So I called the song Lust and Greed because it's kind of just me reflecting on, how I was feeling in that moment. And of course, like I keep saying more and more and more, you know, that's kind of like where my heart was. So I named it that because, I wanted people to vibe with it. I really just wanted it to be like a cool song for people to listen to and enjoy. But I kind of wanted people to kind of think when you see the title, like, what does that make you think about? If you're relating to the lyrics, if you're relating to, the vibe, you know, it kind of just causes you to reflect. So that was my purpose behind that.
So, do you think that R&B music has lost its touch? R&B neo soul music has just lost its touch, just in general, because so many things have changed. Where it's like back then, you've had what the Genuines, the Tanks, and all these other male vocalists out here who would speak to women and cater to us, and not just women in general, but sexuality and relationships.
Yeah.
It wasn't so direct. Whereas if it is now with the Chris Browns and all these other male artists out here, do you think that R&B has just lost its flavor, like what they call it, grown folks music?
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't necessarily say that R&B itself has lost its flavor. I feel like the industry kind of pushes music that's not, as good as it once was. I feel like there's still good music around. It's just not what's popular. You know, what I love about, you know, our current time is that you have so many independent artists like myself that, you know, use the platform of Instagram or, you know, all the different
Yes.
on the internet, and they make great music, and it may not be as popular as, you know, what's mainstream, but it's still good. So I feel like mainstream R&B, it's definitely changed. I still see some hope for it because there's still amazing artists out there. But it's definitely not, you know, what it was like in the 90s. And just going back to what you were saying about being like so direct. Another thing that I guess I wanted to add about, you know, my song, I kind of wanted to take it back to um, in the 90s, even before then, when you had like sexual songs or whatever, they kind of played on words and it was kind of like more like suggestive, and you know, it wasn't so like to the point, you know what I mean?
In your face, right.
Yeah, and I kind of appreciated that and wanted to bring that back. So that's kind of what I wanted to incorporate in my song. Because nowadays, if you have like a sexual song, it's like damn near audio porn. You know what I mean? And and that's kind of like what, you know, modern culture is, and you know, people are comfortable with that. But I kind of wanted to take it back to the old school where it was kind of just like vibey and it was kind of like, you know, more suggestive. But going back to what you were saying, like, yeah, R&B music is definitely not what it used to be. But I still have hope because I know that there's still good music out there. It's just not what's popular.
Absolutely. And that leads me to my next question. Who are some of your musical influences?
I have a ton of influences. My favorite voice is Jennifer Hudson. I
Mm.
have loved her ever since Dreamgirls. I've been obsessed with her. But I have a lot of different, you know, vocal influences, musical influences, such as Brandy. Everybody loves Brandy, of course. Layla Hathaway. I'm a huge Layla Hathaway fan. Who else? Um, I could go on and on. A little bit of Chris Brown. Um, I feel like musically, more of my influences musically are Robert Cooper. Um, there's a young man named Iman Omari. I've been getting into him more recently, because I'm kind of, you know, that's kind of like my style, like jazz, neo soul. So yeah, those are kind of my influences.
And I love the fact that you included local artists, local up and coming indie artists, because there's so many out here that are trying to strive and just get their music out here as well. Too, has it been difficult for you, with this thing, with this whole COVID? Because I know a lot of artists are just frustrated. They want to be able to go out and socialize with their fans and interact with the audience. And I say this all the time when I'm interviewing someone that is a recording artist or just an R&B singer or whatever. I ask them because it's very odd now with all of these award shows going on and everybody having to make do with the band and just no audience. I've seen celebrities do it, singers do it where they would get up on stage and they would perform and there would be no audience. And I said, I know that must be awkward.
Yeah. Um, it was kind of tough for me when I first started because like I put out my single like right in the midst of quarantine, and I had high hopes of, you know, kind of performing it live with the band. And because I really just miss performing, I like the energy of the crowd because I'm used to that because of church, obviously. Um, so yeah, the quarantine has been a little different, but it's kind of given me more time to kind of sit and reflect and, you know, kind of think about, you know, where I want to go with my artistry as far as, you know, my writing and my future endeavors with, you know, other recordings. So I kind of have just shifted my focus a little bit, but I'm definitely excited and anxious to get, you know, in front of a crowd again because I just need that energy, and especially with the songs that I have up and coming, and even the two singles that I have out now. Like, I just know a live band would kill those songs, and I can't wait to feel that energy. But thankfully, God has given me the gift to play, so I can play for myself and perform at certain things right now. But I'm looking forward to some things changing. I'm hoping that we're getting to the end of this pandemic because I need to get on somebody's stage.
I know, baby. And what I've seen is you do your lives, and because I went back, yes, I've slipped and I watched some replays. I'm like, let me see what he's doing in here.
Thank
So you do have a skillful gift. You're able to play instruments and you're able to sing. You're able to do all of these things and more. And most artists like Anthony Hamilton, Erica Badu, so many of them have just become creative during the quarantine and giving concerts from their living room to,
you.
the verses,
Yeah.
like giving us things to keep us comfortable and keep us just interactive with music. Like the sound will always still be there, y'all. And until this thing is over, that will be the closest thing for us to be. It's like you're inviting us in your home. Like here, I'm inviting you in my home over here.
Right.
But the feeling is still there, but it's just kind of off because of this thing going on.
Right.
It's like it's there, but you're not really there.
Yeah, but it's really just like a different type of vibe, and I feel like the live home concerts and everything. I feel like they will continue on even after the pandemic because it kind of gives you like more of an intimate type of vibe, especially for the artist. When you're in your home,
Yes.
you have a different type of energy, and yeah, there may not be an audience right before you, but it's still it's a cool vibe too. It's just different. So I feel like that will continue on, even after things start to open back up. But yeah, nothing like a live band, and there's nothing like a live crowd.
Yes, because I know a lot of artists feed off of the energy of the audience, and
Definitely.
that's what keeps them going, especially when they know the lyrics to your song, they're singing along with you, and you guys just that interaction. I know a lot of artists miss that. And it's just different. It's difficult because you want to be able to reach out, touch your fans' hands, and sing along with them, pass them the mic, and they finish off some lyrics to the song. Like things like that. The feeling is just missing because of this thing going on. But hopefully we will be out of this soon, y'all. We will be out of this soon, so we'll be able to hear it. But I
Praying.
mean, I've seen artists kind of give concerts. Shout outs to Troy Weeks Music. He did a concert. He's in the New York area. Um, and it was very small. Of course, everybody wore their mask. So people are finding ways to get their voices out there when it comes to their music and their craft. Like very creative, whether it's dropping a single or a full EP. And that was gonna. I'm gonna save that question last because I know a lot of people want to know when are we getting the album. When are we getting the album? We just got these two hits, but when are we getting a full album? He's got something up his sleeve, y'all. I know it.
I
I
definitely.
know it. But I'm gonna save that question last. So my next question for you is going to be, what is the writing process like for you? Because I know every singer songwriter has to have their certain elements. Erica loves her candles and her incense when she's on stage performing and writing. Erica Badu. So what type of element do you like?
Well, to be honest with you, the writing process is still kind of a new thing for me. Up until recently, I never really considered myself a writer. I always told myself, I'm just going to get people to write songs for me because I'm a singer. But, being an independent artist, it kind of forces you to kind of, go in that lane. So for right now, like my process, I don't really have like a set strategic process. I kind of just go off of what I feel whenever I feel it. I've learned that, you know, I get my best work when I'm not trying to force it because
Oh yeah.
I have a habit of trying to be like super strategic because I appreciate, really, really dope lyrics. And so I'll have an idea for like a concept, but I'll be like, it has to be a metaphor, it has to be this way, it has to have these rhymes, and and then I can't think of anything. So what I do now is like I'll hear like a phrase or just anything in my head, and I'll just type it in my phone and I'll just keep it. And later I might come back to it. I'll start to hear some chords, I'll start to hear some melodies, because I'm more so a musical writer. So I'm always hearing different chords and different, melodies, and I'm always like scatting and singing and doing stuff like that. You just ask everybody at work. I'm like, I don't shut up. So yeah, like I kind of just piece it together. Like I don't do it all at once. I'll get a little bit right here, I'll save that, I'll come back to it. And sometimes it doesn't end up being anything, but I kind of just piece things together. I just go off of, my inspiration. A lot of times it just comes from how I'm feeling in the moment, or, based off what I, type of writing, when something is fresh in your mind, when it's, a recent event. So I'm kind of learning to do it that way. So yeah, that's the writing process right now. It's nothing strategic. It's just how I feel when I feel it.
Enlightenment says it's the harmonies for me. Yes, when I heard Lust and Greed, because I was just playing a few. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just gotta say we got some singers in here. We got some more Philly talent. Enlightenment. Her name is Sami. She's an amazing singer. We also have Dominic Patrick. I'm gonna have to send you some more people to interview for the future. Philly.
Yes, because I am looking for August. August has been a hassle, and I'm always looking for fresh new talent. So you're more than welcome to come to the Dollhouse here at Style by Stevie. So
Yeah.
I'm always looking for fresh new faces to come on. So you guys are more than welcome to come on. So my next question for you was going to be, what inspires you the most? What inspires you the most to keep going? The passion, the perseverance. What makes you want to keep going and say, okay, this is something that I love? What gives you that drive?
God, because
Mm.
like I said, a lot of times I just be like, is this really like am I wasting my time? Like what am I doing? But God always just reminds me that He gave me a gift, and it's my purpose to leave something behind. You know what I mean? Because we all gonna be out of here at some point.
Oh yeah.
But it's just about what do you leave behind. You know what I mean? I don't want to just be here and then it's just over. You know what I mean? Like I know that I have a gift, and I want to use it for something good, even if it's just something small. I I always love when I hear people tell me that they were hearing me singing somewhere or whatever, and it like inspired them. And, it made them feel a certain way. It encouraged them, even if it's just one person. That means so much more to me than just like 1,000 people just saying, "Oh, you sound good." You know what I mean? It's not so much about sounding good for me anymore. At first, it was, because when I first realized I had a gift, I was just like, "Oh, let me show off." But then, as I started to grow and experience life, and experience, you know, the way that God can use me with my gift, I started to realize that I had something bigger than just a voice. And so just remembering that, it keeps me going, because, I don't want to quit and then somebody needs me. You know what I mean? God kind of reminds me all the time that, I could be the difference between someone taking their life and not even know
Oh
it.
my God. Yes.
Because, like when you sing, when you're a soul singer, you're sharing your soul with people, and it's spiritual, and you're healing people in ways that you don't even realize. And so anytime I want to give up, or anytime I doubt myself, I just remember that God has a purpose for me to heal people with my gift, and it would be selfish and foolish of me to quit. So that keeps me going.
What you just said, a mouthful, and I agree with that 100%. Like, a lot of people out here are going through something. Like, we had a show on mental health last week, last Thursday, and I talked a little bit about music. Shout outs to Jason Nazi Ash, um, neo soul singer, R&B singer. We talked a little bit about how music can be soothing to people
Yeah.
through whatever they're going through, because there's so many of us who go through so many issues and challenges through life. and we just need a song to get us through.
Yeah.
Like, I like songs that make me happy. More importantly, there's times when I just feel like I just want to break down and cry, and I just want to let it out. I want to fall apart. I don't want to be happy all the time. Like, you can't keep that emotion pent up inside. But for those out there who are depressed, you need songs that are going to keep you happy, because music is like medicine. It is numbing to the soul.
Yeah.
It is therapy, 100%. I'm telling you, it really, really helps you get through whatever it is that you're going through. And artists have the power. They are the physicians, they are the pharmacists, and they are administering the medicine to us. And the medicine is the music. I'm telling y'all.
Yeah. It's yeah, it's like it's more than you realize sometimes because you sometimes you don't even know specifically what it is that you're helping someone with, or you don't even really know, what it is that they're taking from your gift. That's why, you know, when you're singing a song and say you do an ad lib or you do like a run or sometimes you just moan or whatever you do, when you're you lose the words. You know,
I almost had a wardrobe malfunction. Nobody's seen anything.
oh,
Nobody's seen nothing.
anything, right?
No boobs over here. Okay.
But yeah, like I was
Go
saying,
ahead.
like when you're singing and you're kind of just ad libbing and you're not really singing words anymore. Those things speak to people. It's kind of like another language, and it means different things to different people. And sometimes you don't even realize what you're doing for someone spiritually just from you like singing and not even saying words. So yeah, I definitely take it seriously, and it's definitely, sometimes it's overwhelming. It's a lot of pressure because I don't want to go somewhere and just sing and just be like, oh, you sounded good. I'm like, okay, but I always want to touch someone's soul with my voice.
I think you're an amazing singer. You're incredibly talented just from this current project that you gave us, Lust and Greed. And we love it so much. Shout outs to my girlfriend. There's my friend, my girl. And there's another, that's my girl, T.S. Lil Kendra.
What?
Ladies and gentlemen, y'all, please go and check out my girl, T.S. Lil Kendra's EP, Free Lil Kendra. It is out right now. Y'all, please go and support her. We had an excellent conversation, and that conversation was gooey, Kendra. Hey, girl, how you doing? And then I see all my girls are coming through for this interview, but we're talking about music and how it has a healing effect on people.
Yeah.
And the conversation that me and Kendra had, and the conversation that me and you are having right now, as musicians, y'all, and I know it's a lot of pressure on y'all, like you just said, for y'all to have to live up to this expectation of, oh my God, I have to save someone's life, I have to. But you do it because it's what you're supposed to do, and it's what God has given you. God has given you this talent for a reason, and you use it. And my mom, she always told me, she said, as you get your platform, as you grow and continue to grow on and inspire millions and millions of people all over the world, make sure that you are using your platform for the best. And us as musicians, I'm not a singer, but all of us out here who are public figures or whoever, we have the power to give people healing. We
Yeah.
have the power to give them hope.
Yeah.
And more importantly, our voices can save their lives. Our voices can save their lives, because I've heard stories, and I know some of you guys have heard stories like this too, where people will say, "Oh my God, thank you so much. My daughter woke up out of a coma because they put on your song and it woke them up." Just powerful,
Yeah.
powerful. I'm going to check him out. Tell him to inbox me some music. Yes,
Thank you, love.
definitely.
Well,
Go, y'all. Go and follow my girl T.S. Lil Kendra. Beautiful, talented. She's a hip hop artist. So y'all, please go and support our girls out here 100%. So definitely go and send her some music. And also shout outs to Wayne DePayne as well too. So sending him love. Y'all go and check him out as well. But that's the power of music.
yeah.
My next question for you is, do you feel as though sometimes, because I know Kendra for you too, from my musicians out there, do y'all feel like sometimes that you're your own worst critic? Like, y'all giving us amazing performances, and I've seen Beyonce even in interviews be like, I'm not feeling it. I could have done a little bit better. It could have been a little bit better. Like, do y'all feel like your own worst critics?
Oh my goodness. Ask anybody that knows me, I'm the worst. Especially like when it comes to my vocals. because like I said, like I be doubting myself sometimes. Like I know I can sing, but like I be thinking like, okay, did that sound good? That sounds in a mess. Like I just feel like it's a lot of pressure because you have like these people that go viral on Instagram that do like these crazy fast runs and like I feel
Yeah.
like it's a lot of expectation of I should say false expectation of what a great singer is. Um, just with this day and age and social media and everything. So yeah, like I'm working on that still. Um, but yeah, all I have to do is just I kind of just come back, and God reminds me that He gave me a gift, and I may not be able to do what I hear, but what I do is special because it's coming from me. And yeah, but I criticize everything. But sometimes I feel like it's how I get my best work out because I don't like to just throw anything together. Um, so I do definitely I take some time, like even with the music that I'm working on now, like I take time and I live with it, and I call it listening with different ears. Like I finish a track, I'll listen to it for a couple days, but then
Yeah.
I'll kind of shift gears in my brain and I'll listen to it from like a different perspective, and I'll take notes and I'll say, okay, I should change this, or I should change this, or I should redo this. So it's all kind of part of the process. But yeah, like I said, yeah, definitely my worst critic, and I'm sure a lot of singers can relate. It's kind of just like
Dominic,
you
who's
know.
also a singer, says that's the best way. And Kendra says all the time, girl. But Kendra, when you put your music out there, it's just like you're so fearless with it. You don't care. You're unapologetic. And as artists, that's what you have to say. You say, okay, I don't like this about this. I love to change this. And even the transition period, what she was stating in the beginning of the interview as well, too, is different from some artists as well, too, which is going to be my next part of the conversation. I'm pretty sure that because you said you grew up in the church. We know when people grew up in the church because I'm gonna use the perfect singer as the example. She was a Jehovah's Witness. Michael Jackson as well too. Janet Jackson. She couldn't be sheltered for that long because then after she started giving us Velvet Rope and all these other albums, and it just got very, very. Y'all know Janet,
Oh,
so
Janet.
I'm pretty sure you're gonna have that transition period too. Like even with Beyonce, even with Usher, even with any artist, they go through their transition phase. What do you feel is gonna be the transition phase for you? Because I'm pretty sure that you're gonna change a lot of things. Kendra's gonna change a lot of things in her music. Dominique, all of these artists. Well, I'm probably gonna. I'll announce it at the end of the show. Just stay tuned, y'all. But just the transition period. How do you feel for all of your artists out there? Do you feel it's a lot of pressure to live up to this expectation? Because once the fans and the audience members, us, the listeners, we get a hold to the music, we're so used to hearing a certain sound. And then it's just like, as you transition, the audience is like, hmm. And I'm going to use the perfect artist, another artist as an example, to K. Michelle. When K. Michelle tried to go from R&B to doing,
Country? Didn't she start doing country?
yeah, yeah, that's why I made that face because I'm just like, no, ma'am. We're so used to can't raise a man, and
I
as you go on and
had
you
that
try to
with
go into country, it's completely different. It kind of throws the audience off. Like, what are you giving?
yeah.
Kendra said it's always pressure. So, for all of my artists out there, this is the question: do you guys feel like it's pressure on you to kind of change up and live it to the certain, how can I say it? Y'all know what I'm trying to say. Like the certain,
Expectation, yeah.
yes, yes, that's the word.
Yeah, definitely. Um, I definitely feel that pressure. But I kind of don't give it that much energy. Like I probably should care more, but I don't really care that much about, what the expectation of me is musically. Because I kind of like to surprise people. I kind of like to
Mm.
what they don't expect. Um, yeah, that's kind of my thing. So I acknowledge the pressure, but I don't give it that much energy because at the end of the day, I'm gonna do what I feel when it comes to my music, when it comes to my lyrics, when it comes to my sound. when it comes to, just me as an artist. I'm just gonna do what I feel, and if somebody likes it, great. If they don't like it, okay, it is what it is. So, but that pressure is definitely there, especially going back to what you were saying about coming up in the church.
Ooh,
That was definitely like a challenge for me, to kind of just transition into doing secular or non-gospel music. So I
uh-oh.
definitely kind of felt it was kind of weird at first, especially because people know me for being like quote unquote a church boy. So it was definitely, I feel like, a shock for a lot of people when they saw my single and the cover art, like Lust and Greed, like Vic, like what? But it was kind of like on purpose because I just I like to give people what they're not expecting, and so I kind of just take that pressure and I just don't give it that much energy because I'm just gonna do what I feel anyway.
I'm gonna ask you the big question because you brought it up. You brought it up. You know, you said you grew up in the church. What did Mama have to say about the single "Lust and Greed"? Because baby, you went in on this song, and like you said, the cover art. When I seen it, I'm just like, oh, let me go ahead and listen to this. And as I was listening to it in the beginning of the show, because the full interview will be up, and I will definitely post highlights so that you guys will be able to go back and see. Shout outs to Blue Haze Clothing. Pressure makes diamonds.
Yeah,
Exactly, Dominique. I agree 100%. But what did Mama have to say about the single, Less Than Greed?
my mom liked it. She didn't really say like if she felt any type of way, she probably just kept it to herself. But I feel like she always knew that I wasn't gonna be like, I guess, a gospel singer or whatever.
Yeah,
But yeah, I've always had family support, and I'm so grateful for that. My family has always supported my vision and my dream, and so yeah, I didn't really get you know, any eyebrow raising from anybody close to me. Everybody kind of supported it because like I said, it's not really the modern sexual song as far as the
it's
lyrics.
completely different, right?
Yeah, it's kind of more like old school, like I was saying, like more suggestive. So I didn't really go in like people probably thought I would. Like looking at the title and the cover, you probably would think that I was going to like really, really go in. But I kind of did that to mess with you. but but yeah, like it's just you know, everybody has experiences like that. People
Yes.
sex, it's a thing. Music is definitely sexual. Um, you know, there's a lot of sexually influenced music that's popular. Um, so yeah, I didn't think it was like a big deal or anything, and I haven't really gotten too much eyebrow raising from anyone close to me.
And that's a blessing because most parents, especially if they grew up like I said, like Michael Jackson or Janet Jackson, you know, Jehovah's Witness,
Yeah.
they wouldn't. I remember Janet said in an interview, she took her mom to what was it, Morris Day in the Time concert, and one of the songs was very explicit, and she was just like, when the concert was over, she asked Janet, she said, "What did you take me to? What is this? What were they singing about, young lady?"
What was it?
And that just sparked a whole new thing because then a few days later she gave us the anytime any place, she
Mm.
gave us all this other hit singles that, and then if you listen to the album she always has that one interlude. I'm not going to get into the details of that
Yeah,
interlude,
Janet,
but
she goes.
y'all know what I'm talking about. What is it, the X phone on the Velvet Rope album? Y'all will understand the speakerphone interlude on the Velvet Rope album. Y'all know what I'm talking about. But yes, she always has that one. So yeah, I agree 100%. It is definitely a lot of pressure on artists to live up to expectations of what their parents want them to be. Even Lil Kim, if you want to go to the hip hop side, Lil Kim, as she came up, her mom said, you know, I wish I would have took her to church more because she listened to the hardcore album. And we all know that there's an uncensored version and there's the censored version. And in an interview, this was on Rolanda Watts, she said, I just wish I took her to church more. Because Lil Kim went in detail. If you listen to the interludes, to the songs, the uncensored version, everything, she really goes into detail on that album. So yeah, it just sex sells. I mean, you've got so many artists out here like Cardi and Meg with their song, Madonna, Millie Jackson. But it's frequent for women for us to speak out on sexuality. Even for me, how I'm dressed today, as a woman. But I'm not like that. I'm not, but it's nothing wrong with owning your sexuality and being true and fluent with who you are. And that's what a lot of people need to just understand. Like, it's all about liberation and freedom at the end of the day.
Oh,
So let people express themselves truly how they want to.
yeah, I feel like music is really just how you feel, and people feel different ways and different, and different moments. So there's different songs for different purposes.
Absolutely.
That was just the vibe of that particular song. Yeah.
Yes, Less Than Greed. If you guys have not heard it, it is out right now. So make sure you guys go
Platform.
and check it out. So, my last question. You know it was coming, baby.
Yeah.
The EP. The EP, when are we going to expect a full EP? Because you've given us two amazing hit singles. So when are we going to expect the full EP?
Thank you. To be honest with you, I do not have a date, but I'm hoping by the end of this year. I'm honestly still debating if I want to do an actual project of songs or if I just want to drop single by single. I'm kind of just, being spirit led on that. I definitely have songs that are almost done, and I could put an EP together, but I don't want it. I don't want anything to be just thrown together. Like I want all of my work to be polished, and I want it to come out at the right time. Um, so you really just got to stay tuned. I'm definitely working on something. If it's not an EP next, it's definitely going to be a single next. I'm really excited about the music that I'm getting together. So it's coming. By the end of this year, I can say this. By the end of this year, there will either be two more singles or the EP. I'll give you that. Yeah, coming.
And yes, and I know a lot of you guys were wondering what was the announcement. The announcement was September is going to be Music Month on Style by Stevie, and we are going to bring back. We are going to bring King Amp on hopefully soon. Dominique, I definitely love to set up something with you guys for August. There's so many musicians in here in the audience. Like, you never know who's watching, like, from all over the world. And what I love doing is networking musicians with musicians. So definitely follow and check out one another.
Yes,
Now,
I love this platform and I love what you do for these artists and I love your channel. I just had to say that again.
thank you so much. Yes, I love looking for up and coming talent because there's so many individuals all over the world who are independent artists who are out here on their grind. They're extremely talented and they need to shine. They need everything to get their music out there. So that's what my platform is for. It's not just fashion and beauty, but people love music as well too. You got to look good and you got to sound good, all of these things and more. So I give it to you all here on Style by Stevie, exclusively from the Dollhouse. So yes, I'm going to run it by EJ. September will be Music Month, so I'm going to be inviting a lot of music artists from all over the world, up and coming music artists, and I definitely would love to have you back, as well as a few others on the show as well too. So I'll be reaching out to you guys, TSLO Kendra, Wayne DePayne, King Amp, all of you guys are more than welcome to come back to the Dollhouse here in September. And I'm pretty sure EJ has something up his sleeve too, because he gave me a beautiful soul singer, and she's going to be coming on. That'll be next week, this month, the 22nd. That's on a Saturday. So make sure you guys tune in 9:20 for that, and I'll be dropping the details soon. So, is there anything else you want to tell your fans, your followers?
Just thank you. Thank you everybody for, for liking my videos, for following me, for listening to my music, for encouraging me. Like I don't take it lightly at all. So I just want to thank everybody who supported me. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. And thank
And you are
you,
so welcome.
Stevie.
Oh, thank you, baby. You're welcome, baby. You're welcome anytime. You're welcome back here to the Dollhouse. I would love to have you back sometime in September. So I'm going to reach out to a lot of artists. We definitely are going to have some amazing talent coming on in September. So make sure you guys
Send you some
stay tuned here.
too.
on Style by Stevie. Go ahead, I couldn't hear you, my love.
I was just gonna say I'm gonna send you some more Philly singers too. You should do like a Philly.
Yes, send them my way. Send them my way because I'm looking for August, and we're looking all the way up until September. September is going to be music month, so we're going to set that up, and you guys are more than welcome to come on and promote your projects. It's going to be amazing.
Well, thank you once again, Stevie.
You are so welcome, my love. It was such a pleasure to meet you, and it finally happened.
Yes. Yes, it was awesome.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, and this interview will be up on IGTV, and of course, I will air some highlights throughout the interview. Not that wardrobe malfunction, though. Because I know y'all was looking. Y'all was expecting something to pop out. That's why I'm holding the girls up right now. So they'd be like, oh, Miss Stevie got OnlyFans. So, no, ma'am. But the interview will be up. And I look forward to speaking with you, Dominique, and everyone else. And thank you so much, my love, for coming on. We had such a good time. He was kind of nervous at first, but I told him my interviews, they run so smooth. Break the ice. That's all we do here. So, y'all take care. Please wear your mask, wash your hands, be safe, and I will put this interview up exclusively on IGTV to the series, and I will air some highlights throughout the interview, so look forward to that. And we will chop it up in the DMs, my love. Make sure you send Kendra your music so that she can check it out.
I will. Thank you, Miss Stevie.
You are so welcome, my love, and I look forward to speaking with you, Dominique, and everybody else. And y'all, please be safe, and remember, stay styled by Stevie. Take care.
Yes, good night.
You too, my love.